NHL Saturday, best bets and betting trends. Here we go, October 11th. How's everybody doing today? I'm your host, RJ Cash, where we give you all the betting angles, all the betting trends, and a couple of our best bets to help you become a better handicapper. Anybody can become a better handicapper. Just need to have some rules and have some practice at it and put some work into it. If you don't want to put any work into it, go to breaktheboardsports.com. You can get all of our plays for $1.37 a day. Let's hop right into it. In a game I really like today, the Winnipeg Jets host the LA Kings. Jets minus $1.30 on the money line, plus 110 on the comeback for the Kings. 77% of tickets and 69% of the handle on the Jets. Now, listen, betting splits in hockey, especially early in the season, doesn't carry a whole lot of weight for me. It gets later in the season. We get past like that NFL season. Now they start to lock in a little bit. So there's some great opportunities to make money in the early half of the year in hockey. That over-under sets at 5.5. 71% of bets, 78% of the handle to the over, 29% of bets, and 22% of the handle going to the under. Now, for the LA Kings, the over is cashed 8 of their last 10 games. The last 6, they're 1-5 straight up. However, they've played very, very well against the Winnipeg Jets. Kings have won 6 of the last 8 matchups over the Jets, and the over is cashed 5 of the Kings' last 5 games on the road. Now, for Winnipeg, they're just 1-4 their last 5 games, but the Jets are 11-3 straight up their last 14 at home. If you look at the Kings, they've won the last 3 in this series, but the Jets got one of the best goalies in hockey. And Winnipeg is a very, very tough place to play. Kings coming off that emotional win in overtime against the Golden Knights. If you look at the last 10 games as a home favorite for the Jets, they're 7-3. Last 10 games as a road dog for the Kings, they're just 5-5. I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets today, laying the $1.25. I like the Jets in this spot. I think they get it done. It's an early game, 1:30 on the Eastern time. Next game we'll look at St. Louis Blues and the Calgary Flames here in this one. Now, the Flames had that just incredible win in that long shootout against the Edmonton Oilers the other night. Blues right now laying $1.25 on the road, plus 105 on the comeback. It's 52% of bets, 65% of the handle going to the way of the Blues. Your over-under is 5.5 in this one as well. 78% of bets, 67% of the handle going to the over in this one. Now, the Blues, they're just 4-8 straight up their last 12, but they've won 6 straight games against the Calgary Flames. So you may be leaning and saying, hey, Blues 6 straight against Calgary. Again, don't ever bet a streak to end just because you think it's going to end, right? You ride that thing out until it breaks. However, the Blues, they're 0-7 on the road. So 6 straight against Calgary, but 0-7 on the road overall. Calgary 4-1 straight up their last 5 at home, 5-1 straight up their last 5 overall. When they're playing the Blues at home, Blues at Calgary. So remember, we just said the Blues have lost 7 straight games here on the road. But when you flip that over, they've won 5 straight in Calgary. So not a play for me on this one, but some really good trends there to help you there. The last 10 games overall, the Blues just 3-7. As a road team, Blues 1-9 their last 10. Calgary 6-4 their last 10. Calgary as a home underdog. Check this out. Calgary as a home dog, just 1-9 compared to the Blues 6-4 as a road favorite there in that one. So again, no play for us, but hopefully some trends there to help you out. Let's go to the next one. Huge slate here, so we got to run through fast. Montreal Canadiens at the Chicago Blackhawks in this one. Blackhawks Canadians laying $1.62 on the road, plus 136 on the comeback for the Blackhawks. Over-under sets at 6.5, 72% of bets, 73% of the handle going to Montreal. But Montreal, they've really, really struggled against the Blackhawks. 3-8 straight up their last 11 overall, but 6-14 the last 20 against the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have absolutely owned them. Montreal's also struggled on the road, just 1-6 straight up. And against the Blackhawks head-to-head, Montreal just 4-9 on the road at Chicago. Now, overall, Chicago hasn't been very good at home. 1-5 their last 6 at home. 5-15 straight up. Their last 20 games overall are the Blackhawks. For me, I would take the home dog Blackhawks or nothing here. You're getting good value plus $1.36. So the Blackhawks would be the lean. So again, an official play, we got the Jets laying $1.25. Blackhawks a lean at plus 136, and we're leaving the Blues Flames alone in this one. Next game, Carolina Hurricanes host the Philadelphia Flyers. So listen, Hurricanes and Panthers are going to be laying big prices all year long. Hurricanes minus 278, plus 225 on the comeback for the Flyers. 90% of bets, 92% of the handle going to the Hurricanes. Now, your over under of 5.5 is getting crushed to the over. 82% of bets, 84% of the handle going to the over in this one. So all the money's over. Philly 1-4 straight up their last 5. They've lost 5 straight to the Hurricanes. And what's even worse, Philly is 1-9 straight up their last 10 road games. Just been absolutely dreadful. Carolina has ticked to the over for their last 5, but head-to-head, these two teams match up. 6 of the last 7 have went to the under. I can't lay 278 in a game. If you're one of those crazy parlay people that like to put parlays with stuff, put a couple teams together, Carolina Hurricanes, I can definitely get your thought process there. I will say this, and again, sometimes live I'll just do this, type in stuff to like a FanDuel or DraftKings. For argument's sake, we'll just use FanDuel because I got it open. You could take a parlay. I love Ohio State to win the game today. There's no way Illinois wins. Ohio State, I like them to win. And I think Oregon wins. I really like Oregon. Actually, I gave out a parlay, Ohio State, Oregon, and the Vegas Raiders, all money line. It was my biggest play of the week. If you put the Carolina Hurricanes with that, you'd be plus 210 if you're really just itching to bet the Hurricanes. I would find some ways to parlay it if you like them, but straight, I don't like. Also, you might be saying, RJ, what about if I take the puck line? I hate puck lines and I hate run lines in baseball. I think they're sucker bets. Like the only way it benefits you is if they win the game by 1. And in hockey, there's too many open goals, too many crazy things that just happen. So it'd be a stay away for me. Next game on the board to go with, New Jersey Devils and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning laying $1.48 plus 124 on the comeback for the Devils. 83% of bets, 82% of the handle going to Tampa Bay. That over-under sets at 6.5. 62% of bets to the under, 38% to the over. But again, we talk about this lopsidedness. 38% of bets to the over for 51% of the money. 62% of bets to the under, but only 49% of the money. So definitely some discrepancies there for sure. When you look into this game, as far as head-to-head for this one, let me click down on my notes. Apologies here. When you look at this game, I think Tampa Bay coming off the last couple games that they've played, the New Jersey Devils. Tampa Bay right now 0-1, New Jersey 0-1. Both of them lost their opener. Now, Tampa Bay has won 8 of the last 10 matchups against the Devils. Last year, January 11th, the Devils were able to get a 3-2 win. But this Tampa Bay team is far superior from that of the New Jersey Devils for sure. If you're looking to bet this game, it's really got to be Tampa Bay or nothing. Again, I'm a dog player most sports, but I will say this, and I'm fully transparent with it. You really get a lot of favorites winning in hockey, and lines get pushed up. So you really got to be careful when you're betting hockey not to get juiced out. Next game on the board that we're going to go with and dive into, let's get this Washington Capitals New York Islanders game. Caps laying $1.18 on the road, minus 102 on the comeback there for the Islanders. 70% of tickets, 78% of the handle to the Washington Capitals, 30% of tickets, and 22% of bets to the New York Islanders. Now, that over-under sets at 5.5 with 70% of bets and 59% of the handle going to the over in this matchup. Washington, 1-5 their last 6 games, but they have dominated the New York Islanders. The Washington Capitals have won 12 of the last 6 games or 12. There's 12-6 the last 18 games. I apologize. 12 of the last 18 games, the Capitals have beaten the Islanders. Islanders just 1-6 their last 7. However, the under between these two teams, that has cashed 5 of the last 7 games for Washington and the New York Islanders. And the under is cashed 4 of the last 5 games for the Islanders at home. Under 5.5 would be a play today for me. I'll go ahead and put that in pocket. But I also like the New York Islanders straight up in this one. I think the Islanders, I think the Washington Capitals, I really broken them down and looked at them prior to the season starting. And I know like Ovi and his points title and all that stuff and chasing down Gretzky for almost every record imaginable. And being a hometown guy here in Washington, I love that. But the reality is this Washington team, I feel like it's on the decline. I really do. And when you look at, I know they hold a 6-4 advantage over the Islanders in the past 10 games, but these two teams pretty much have been at every other game the other team wins. So I like the Islanders in this spot. I like the Islanders as a home dog. They're not a big dog, right? They're juicing you both ways, -102. But the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Islanders, both two plays I have in pocket today. Again, Blackhawks are a lean. The under 5.5, if you're going to bet the over or under in this game, you got to go under for sure. But Islanders and Jets are official plays. Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings is the next game I want to touch on real quick. Red Wings, the home team, they're the dog. Toronto Maple Leafs laying $1.48 plus 124 on the comeback for the Detroit Red Wings. 82% of bets, 78% of the handle to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That over-under is setting at 6.5. Bets are a little lopsided. 62% to the under, 38% to the over. 58% of the money going to the over, but 42% going to the under here. Toronto has dominated Detroit. They've won 13 of the last 18 matchups. Toronto's also been very good on the road. 8-4 straight up over the last 12. They've been scoring machines. They've cashed to the over 7 of the last 9 games, have the Maple Leafs. Overall, they're 13-6 straight up their last 19. Now, we talked about the Red Wings. We talked about Toronto winning 13 of the last 18 versus the Red Wings, but at home, it's even worse for the Red Wings. They're just 2-7 the last 9 games when they host the Maple Leafs in this one. For me, I would lay it on the road with the Maple Leafs or stay away. No official play for me on this game today, but definitely would be the way I look. Another game that I want to touch on, the New York Rangers at the Pittsburgh Penguins, and this one I did play. Rangers laying $1.42 on the road, comeback plus 120 on the Pittsburgh Penguins. 63% of bets, but 49% of the handle on the Rangers. Home team Penguins, 37% of bets, but 51% of the handle. That over-under sets at 6.5. Now, these two opened up the season. Rangers at home, Penguins went in there and beat the Rangers. Now, a couple little backstories. Rangers head coach is the coach the Penguins fired, Stanley Cup winning head coach. So they were at home. He was playing his old team, got embarrassed. Then we gave out the Rangers for a double unit to go into Buffalo in the bounce back. Now, just 3 days later, the Rangers play the Penguins again, but in Pittsburgh, a homecoming for the ex-coach. Right now, give me the Rangers for another double unit play. I know this makes the first 3 games taking the Rangers. May lay off of them after this one, but I love the New York Rangers today. It's my favorite hockey play. That's why it's a double unit compared to the Jets and the Islanders being single units. The Rangers 4-2 their last 6. But even though Pittsburgh had that win in opening night against the Rangers have won 7 of the last 10 meetings between them and the Penguins. The over is cashed 5 of the last 7 games on the road for the Rangers. Now, Penguins just 1-4 straight up when they host the Rangers. So the Rangers have played very well in Pittsburgh. I love this matchup for the New York Rangers. That's why they're a double unit play for me today. Next game on the board, Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche. And this one promises to be a good one. Right now, Avalanche laying $1.42, comeback plus 120 with Ottinger and the Dallas Stars. Now, 74% of bets and handle going to the Avalanche, 26% of bets and handle to the Dallas Stars. Your over-under in this one, sets at 6.5. A couple trends to hop into. 1-4 straight up their last 5 games are the Stars, and they're just 3-9 straight up the last 12 on the road. But Dallas has fared much better against Colorado. 4-2 straight up their last 6. But Colorado, when they're at home against Dallas, totally different story. Haven't played Dallas very well. Dallas has the upper hand. But when it's in Colorado, 4-1 straight up their last 5 games hosting the Dallas Stars. They're in Colorado. For me, Colorado, it's Colorado or nothing, especially with that Dallas. I can't get that out of my mind. 3-9 straight up the last 12 on the road. That's just a horrible, horrible record. So the lean would be, again, non-official play, but kind of like the Blackhawks at plus money and Tampa Bay as a short favorite. The lean would be the Avalanche minus $1.42. And keep record of all these. Each and every show, start putting out the record of the leans and then the official plays so you know where we're at. Click that like, hit subscribe. Next one on the board that we touch on, again, rapid fire, because it's such a huge slate today. Utah facing Nashville. Nashville 6-13 straight up their last 19 games. But Utah, Mammoths, when they are in Nashville, 5-14 straight up the last 19. Nashville has owned them when they come to town. Hey, I get it. You go to Nashville, it's a great spot. Lots of nightlife. I guess the Utah team gets distracted. They'll be laying $1.18. Even money is Nashville as the home dog. Now, we always talk about spots. 45% of tickets, but 77% of the handle going to Utah. 55% of tickets, but only 23% of the handle going to the Predators. That over-under sets at 5.5, 77% of tickets, 85% of the handle going to the over, as to where just 15% of the handle is going to the under on this one. Going to put official play, going to take the Nashville Predators at even money today. I love the spot. They've really dominated Utah when they've played in Nashville. Again, I don't like to bet against streaks losing. I want to ride those out as long as I can. Let's touch on 2 more here. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Vegas Golden Knights will be on the road against the Seattle Kraken. Over under 6.5. Now the Knights laying $1.75 on the road, plus 145 for the crackheads from Seattle. 86% of tickets and 66% of the handles to the over. 14% of bets, 34% of the handle to the under there. For Vegas, they're 2-5 straight up their last 7, but they really have gotten the best of Seattle. The last 15 matchups between these two teams, Vegas is 12-3 straight up. They're 5-2 the last 7 in Seattle, though. Seattle, they've really struggled, like we said, just 2-5 their last 7 when they're playing at home. In this one, for this, it's a stay away from me. I can't lay the big price with the Vegas Knights. That's the thing. You're going to have to pay through the nose all year long with Vegas, and that gets inflated because they're out there in Vegas. The line just gets pummeled up. So, again, going to be a stay away here for me today. The next one, though, the Vancouver Canucks facing the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers haven't played since they blew that 3-0 lead to the Calgary Flames and then only got 1 goal in the shootout and ended up ultimately losing that. They're back at home, didn't have to travel. The Vancouver Canucks come to town. Edmonton's laying $1.75, over under 5.5. Now, the comeback plus 145 if you like Vancouver on the road. 90% of bets going to Edmonton, only 10% of the handle going to Vancouver. Vancouver, while they're 4-2 their last 6, when they've had to face the Edmonton Oilers, they're 1-4 the last 5. Now, Edmonton, again, the over has cashed 7 of their last 8 games. McDavid, Draisaitl, and company can score the puck. Their biggest problem has been Skinner in goal and everything they got going. Despite all that, I do like the Edmonton Oilers today. I think they bounce back after that loss. Again, like to do a lot of these live. Just going to type it in. Let's say you have, let's say you like the Carolina Hurricanes, because we talked about that line was so high, but you can't lay 278 in a straight bet. But 2 games that I absolutely love to win today in college football are Ohio State and Oregon. I know it's really chalky, but I love them. I can't deny it. So if you took Ohio State, Oregon, the Edmonton Oilers, and the Carolina Hurricanes, Good value there, gets you plus 225. And so that could be a way to go there. But if you just take Edmonton, Oregon, and Ohio State, which I'm going to do, plus $1.38, and I'm going to do that for a double unit play today. So let's run through our hockey plays real quick. We're going to have the double unit play we just talked about, mixing it with some college football. Ohio State, Oregon, Edmonton Oilers, plus $1.38 for a double unit. Single unit play on the Winnipeg Jets, minus $1.25. We're also going to take the New York Islanders minus 102 as the dog for a single unit play. We're going to take the Nashville Predators, even money, single unit play. We're going to take the New York Rangers on the road minus 140 for a double unit play there on the Rangers. And we got leans to the under 5.5 in the Islander game, lean to the Colorado Avalanche, lean to the Chicago Blackhawks at plus money, and then leans towards the Maple Leafs and the Lightning. Again, none of those are official plays. They're just leans. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Break the Board Sports, giving you trends, analysts to help you become a better handicapper. God bless and happy handicapping.